And with that, we say, welcome into the program. You know what this is. It's the best damn sports podcast, period. It's the undisputed champion of sports podcasts. This is Sentell's Intel. I'm live on YouTube. You know I am the sensational Sentell Whiteman, a.k.a. Mr. No Days Off, a.k.a. the one-man dynasty. It's been a long time. I should have left you without no beat to step to. But I'm back. It's the middle, it's the end of spring. We get to the summertime. It's content-driven show, man. It's a content-driven show. And this time of year, you don't have a whole lot to really dive into. But, I got to show my face. I got to get the people what they want. But before we even get any further, if you're watching this program and if you have not subscribed to this channel, you need to do so now by clicking that damn button. You just go ahead and click it and like and comment on the best damn sports podcast, period. Again, not a whole lot to get into, but we're going to get into what we can get into right here on Sentell's Intel live tonight. Obviously, last night we had Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Miami Heat went into TD Garden and pulled one of the most improbable wins in history I can remember. No one, even after being up 3-0, dropping 3 straight, no one gave them much of a chance to go in there and beat Boston in TD Garden in Game 7, but they did behind a great performance by Caleb Martin, who was brilliant the last 2 games. Then Jimmy Butler who was named MVP of the Eastern Conference Final. We'll get to them in a minute. I'm gonna give them all the adulation and praise that they deserve shortly. But first, I want to swing this, and I want to talk a little bit about the Boston Celtics, because that's what I want to focus on right now at this very moment. Because so important questions that need to be answered as we move forward. Where do they go? What do they do now? Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum have been together 6 seasons now. Few trips to the Eastern Conference Finals, 1 trip to the NBA Finals. But where do they go now? Jaylen Brown is scheduled to make, is eligible to make a 5-year supermax extension worth up to $295 million. And if I'm Boston, there's no way in hell I'm paying Jaylen Brown $295 million. It's not going to happen. I'm not doing it. You had people all season trying to convince people that Jaylen Brown was just as good as Jason Tatum. You had people trying to convince you that he was in the same league as Jason Tatum. They were even. People were trying to convince me that they were the same level of player. Let's go ahead and get that out of here. Let's just throw that out of here, because that's not true. That's the furthest thing that could be from the truth. They are not the same player. They're not on the same level. They are not remotely close. Jason Tatum is a superstar. I think Jaylen Brown is a really good player, an all-star caliber player, but he's not a superstar. And I definitely not paying him $295 million. And then we can kill him for the series. And I'm about to kill him for the series because he was awful. He was dreadful in the series. You're talking about a guy who averaged 26 points a game in the regular season. Keep that in mind. 26 points a game in the regular season. That's what he averaged. In this last series against the Miami Heat, he averaged a whopping 19 points. So that's down 7 points from your season average. Down 7. You say, okay, what's the big deal? Let me give you some of these game totals. 19 points, 26 points, 21 points, 17, 12, 16, and 22. And when the team needed him most last night, after you see Jason Tatum gets injured, you expect, if you're telling me this guy is a superstar, if you're telling me this guy is just as good as Jason Tatum, when Jason Tatum gets hurt, gets injured, it's upon this guy to step up and show up, and he did not. He was absolutely dreadful last night. Dreadful. Horrible. All kind of other adjectives that describe horrible, bad play. That would be Jaylen Brown from last night. He was terrible. He stunk up the joint. It was not good. It was pathetic. It was all of those things and more. 8 of 23 from the field. 8 of 23. That's 34%. 34% from the field. 1 of 9 from the three-point line. 1 of 9 from the three-point line. And 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 soul-crushing turnovers. 8. And the more I watch him, the more he turns the ball overseas lately. He has horrible hands, a horrible handle. It seems to get worse. If you remember the finals last year, him and Jason Tatum was turnover machines. They turned it over at will against Golden State, which is one of the key reasons they lost that series last year. But he's become a turnover machine, and he just disappeared in the biggest moment of the biggest game of the season at home, and the whole damn world saw it. So the question I have for you out there in YouTube land, is it time? Is it time to break up Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown? I say yes. Like I mentioned earlier, 6 seasons, the one finals appearance, but I just think you've reached the point. This is the further you can go with this group. I think you have to ship Jaylen Brown off, build around Jason Tatum, get some more complementary pieces around him, and go from there. Because a lot of the times it is a back and forth. Because Jaylen thinks he sees himself as Jason Tatum. So yes, you have that dynamic working. But we need to get to where Jason Tatum is a clear-cut superstar of this team. That there's no questions asked. He is the guy that we run this program through. We run this organization through. So is it time? I ask you people out there watching, is it time to let this experiment go? Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, I think the time has come to break them up. We thought maybe last year, once Kevin Durant was available, maybe they would get rid of Jaylen Brown, but they rolled it out. They had a first-year head coach for reasons that we know why. So, I mean, is it time? It's time to break them up. I think so. I think the answer is yes. I think you need to get complementary pieces that can complement to your superstar, which is Jason Tatum. I think you need to get a legit point guard. A point guard can run the offense, initiate your offense. I think Malcolm Brogdon at times played well at the bench. He didn't play well at all last night. I know he got injured the game before, so maybe that has something to do with it. But he was awful last night. But Jaylen Brown just completely shit show. After you see Jason Tatum get hurt, you expect that guy to raise his game up, and it went the other way. He was just over with. But I ask you guys, do you think it's time? Is it time to let the experiment go? Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, I think it's time. Where does Boston go from here? That is the question. What does Boston do now? Shaq says he was a complete no-show and a must-win, cannot give him the max. Absolutely agree, 100%. $295 million to Jaylen Brown? No, I am not doing that. Shaq says also the head coach is not good, doesn't use timeouts well, no adjustments. Get to the basket and stop selling them for jumpers. Yes, he's an analytics guy. He's one of these guys that thinks he should shoot a lot of three-pointers. And I have a coach who thinks that way too. I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan. I've seen Jacques Vaughn say these same things. Even though we got one of the best mid-range shooters in the league, Mikal Bridges, he continues to harp on shoot as many threes you can get them up. But I mean, if that's not your strong suit, then I don't think you should be shooting that many threes, especially if they're not going in. I think it was like 8 or 42 last night. I don't have the totals in front of me, but I think they were horrible last night. They shot like 43s. And missed a whole shitload of them. I mean, it's just not smart basketball at all. But I don't fault that coach. He was thrown into a rough situation or a no-win situation because of some other things that happened in that organization during the summer. So I can't place all that blame on him. I'm not gonna give him a lot of blame because this team is too talented. I picked them to win the championship. So I am extremely tough on them because that's how much I respected them. Even when they got down 3-0, I still had hope. And when they got 3-3, I would have bet a lot of money that they would have won the game last night. And that's why we're gonna lead it and segue into. I told you we're gonna talk about Miami Heat. We're gonna get them. We're gonna praise them and give them all the adulations today. What a tough-minded team. I mean, to go into Boston after a loss like that and get a win. in a place that has traditionally been known just so tough to win. They go in and get it done. I said Caleb Martin was sensational last night. Jimmy was good most of the series. He was good last night. They got contributions from everybody. Duncan Robinson off the bench. Gabe Vincent was good in the series. Kyle Lowry gave you whatever he had left in his little body. Kevin Love, Bam has been awful most of the series, but he plays his damn heart out. He plays as tough as he can possibly play, even though it doesn't always look good in the box score. It doesn't look good, but man, kudos to them guys, man. Tough ass dogs. They follow their leader, Jimmy Butler. They don't get phased. They don't get rattled. They're not flashy. They don't give a damn about what you think. They don't give a damn about your expert opinion. They just go out there and they just play, and they play the game the right way. They play freaking hard as hell, and that also where I want to go a little further with that Miami Heat culture, right? You hear that Miami Heat culture. Well, where does that Miami Heat culture come from? What you ask, where did that come from? Well, there's a guy. Let me get before I get there. Shaq says Caleb Moore. My God, Heat culture is so hard to root against this team. I mean, you read my mind. It is. I mean, they just play the right way. It's like you want to root for those guys. They just got 4 undrafted guys that played so huge in the series. And like I say, Heat culture. Where does it come from, though? Heat culture. It starts with the guy at the top. And I want to educate you people with the guy at the top. To you youngsters, I know you youngsters don't know. There's a guy at the top, president, CEO of this team. His name is Pat Riley. And for you youngsters out there, you just know the guy that's up in that guy with this in the suite with his slicked back hair and the suit on, and he runs the operation. He's like the Godfather, right? To you youngsters. But let's talk about Pat Riley just a little bit in depth. Pat Riley led one of the greatest NBA dynasties in history. He was the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers in their heyday in the 80s. He coached Magic. He coached Kareem, Worthy, Byron Scott, then Green, AC Green, I'm sorry, and a host of others I'm missing. I know I'm missing some players. A host of other guys. Michael Thompson, it's a whole bunch of guys. But Pat Riley was a great basketball mind, but a great head coach, a hell of a head coach. He was he won 4 championships with those Lakers. I know you got Magic and Kareem, but hey, you got to get it done. And that was a Showtime Lakers. This is Pat Riley, slick hair with the glasses, the shades. It's cool as shit. Go back and watch some of the parades when they won championships in the 80s. Just listen to his bravado. Just cool as shit. He just looks cool, right? Just cool old guy. I mean, just great. And then he goes to the Knicks after he won 4 championships with the Lakers. He goes to the Knicks in 1991. He changed it, and this team is a completely different team. This is a physical, grinded out team he built in New York. This ain't even close to the Showtime Lakers. Lakers were more of a finesse team. I know most teams in the 80s were physical, but the Lakers was more of a finesse basketball team. Showtime, right? Goes to the Knicks and builds this physical team with John Starks and Oakley and Patrick Ewing, and Mark Jackson, just a physical basketball team. They get to the Eastern Conference Final one year. Obviously, they make it to the NBA Finals in another year. The year Michael Jordan wasn't there in 94. They lose to the Houston Rockets and Kim Olajuwon, but he built that team. 91 to 94, they get the Eastern Conference Final. They go to a final with a whole completely different roster. Like a whole completely different roster. And then 95, he goes to Miami as the president coach. And they had some rough, lean years in there, but he took some of the Showtime Lakers. He had a part of the physicalness with Lonzo Moore and those guys down in Miami and made some of the teams more similar to the Knicks with the physical play, but he had some Showtime in there. Tim Hardaway on some of them teams. But in 2006, that team, D-Wade, he drafted D-Wade. He traded for Shaquille O'Neal in that offseason. Traded Lamar Odom, some picks, some Caron Butler, some other guys I can't even remember. But the point is, 2006 they go down 0-2, and then Flash happened. We know what happened with D-Wade in that series back in 2006. But man, it's a 5-time NBA champion coach, and he's built rosters. And now you know him as this guy. 2006. So then you get LeBron. 2010, he gets LeBron to come. He gets Chris Bosh to come. He builds that roster. 2010, hires this coach that nobody ever heard of in 08, 09, Eric Spoelstra, who was a video guy. He hired him as a video guy to coach this team this year before they get Wade and get Bosh and LeBron. They got out to a rocket start that season, you remember, like 8-9, 9-8. They want to fire Eric Spoelstra. You know who steps in and says hell no to LeBron? To LeBron James. You know who tells LeBron hell no? Pat freaking Riley. That's who told him hell no. Pat Riley stood by his guns, said, this is my guy. You're going to listen to this guy, and that's what's going to happen. And then we know what happened. 2 championships later, 4 straight finals appearances for Pat Riley in the Miami Heat. Then that whole era goes away. The LeBron era goes. D Wade fades away. He picks up Jimmy Butler, drafts Bam, drafts Tyler Hero, and here we go again. Brings in the right quality guys. Eric Spoelstra is now, we all know now, without a shadow of a doubt, if he's not the best coach in the NBA, he's top 2, 3. He's without a shadow of a doubt. And they built this roster again. Now, this is a second finals appearance in 3 years. I'm in the bubble year now this year. I'm kind of confused with the year. It might be 4 years. But they're back again. And that's Heat culture. And the man who leads this Heat culture is no other than Pat Riley. So I want to give Pat Riley his flowers today. And also, another little interesting tidbit that you youngsters probably don't even know about Pat Riley. Back in 65, was it 65, 66? He was on the Kentucky team as a junior who made all SEC as a basketball player. Now, this is Pat Riley, the basketball player. He was on the Kentucky team in 1966, I want to say, that played Texas Western. And if you don't know who Texas Western is, go back and watch Glory Road, the movie. It's a movie about this. They're now Texas El Paso. Now, not Texas Western, but UTEP. He was on the team that lost to that Texas Western team who featured the first college basketball team to start an all-5 black lineup. So he played against that team. This is how far Pat Riley goes back. He was on a Kentucky team who played for Adolph Rupp, one of the great college coaches, whether or not he was this and that and the other. We're not going to get into all of that. But he won a lot of basketball games. But that's Pat Riley. He was on that team. He was an all-SEC player. So that's another little tidbit about Pat Riley. But today I want to give Pat Riley his flowers. And I'm so glad that I have a chance to do that before, Father Time, but, before he expires. I want to make sure that Pat Riley knew. I want you to know how great Pat Riley is, and he is the face of Miami Heat culture. And give UD done have him a lot of credit. He's been there for most of it. So with that combination, you see Zoe Morning last night doing the telecast. He's still a part of the organization. So that's Heat culture, and it's so great to see when you have people who buy into what you got. Like, this is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna run our organization, and everybody just falls and balls and just falls in, and it just works because you have a respected motherfucker like Pat Riley. And I said motherfucker. And you have a respected ass head coach like Eric Spoelstra, and then the sky's the limit, man. So give your flowers to Pat Riley. All the adulations and congratulations to the Miami Heat. They are on their way to the NBA Finals that start Thursday night against the Denver Nuggets and the Joker and Jamal Murray. So we'll be there Thursday night watching the NBA Finals. Mr. KDD says Pat has been involved with 25% of all finals ever played. Now 25. I think we got 70. How many years we in? This is 76th year of the NBA. 76th year of the NBA, and Pat Riley has been involved with 25% of the NBA Finals. Let's give Pat Riley his damn flowers. Here you go. Give your flowers. Give me your flowers, Pat. Love Miss Pat Riley. All right, let's get one more little topic in before we get out of here, man. Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen, man. I don't know what's going on with Scottie, man. Scottie is off the chain right now, man. And they say hurt people. That's what they say. He went on a podcast and just said that Michael Jordan was a horrible player before he got there, a horrible teammate. He went on to praise LeBron. And this is where I get so upset. Like, you can praise one without criticizing the other. Whether you got like a guy now, Pippen is speaking from a place I don't even know where he's speaking from. I don't know where Pippen's speaking from because none of this makes any sense whatsoever. Jordan was not a horrible player before he got there. Now he was a bad team. He was a bad team his whole life. He punching guys in the face. He's just a bad teammate. But he wasn't a horrible player. I mean, the year before he got there, I think he averaged 37 points a game. The year Scottie was there, his rookie year, he averaged 35 points a game. I mean, he was the MVP. So this notion he was a horrible player. He shot over 50% from the field. The rookie year of Scottie Pippen, he shot 48% the year, he averaged 37. But man, that's pretty damn good for a guard. Obviously, Michael Jordan's son is dating Scottie Pippen's ex-wife. That is weird as fuck to me. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that in Scottie right now. It's a lot of things he would make you want to hate a motherfucker. Like, I want to hate Michael. Your son is banging my ex-wife. So, yes, this goes a little further than basketball. This is a lot on Scottie's plate right now. I don't understand what's going on with Michael, man. I mean, with Scottie and Mike. This documentary, the Last Dance. Michael did make Scottie not look like the best guy ever. Say he was complaining about his contract, wanted to quit. The migraine game where he didn't play. They lost to Detroit in the conference finals, and people think they would have won if Scottie had to play. They did be next year, but it's a lot. He made Scottie not look like the best guy in this documentary. So there's a lot of pain and anguish in Scottie Pippen's face. And it's just, I don't know what Scottie is doing. Yeah, LeBron James is arguably going to go down have the greatest career. I don't think it's even debatable has the greatest career. He's going to lead the league in scoring. He's going to have over 10,000 assists, rebounds. 10,000 rebounds. It's just ridiculous. His numbers statistically are going to be off the chain and out of the world. Nobody's going to be touching those records because the way he's playing at this age, no one's ever going to play this good again. So, yeah, statistically speaking, yes, LeBron, his career is going to be better than everybody else. Now, that doesn't make him the best. That's up for your debate. I'm not going to get into the Jordan LeBron debate. I think it's two different players. I've been saying that for my whole life. I said there's two different players. I don't like even compare those two guys. Jordan's my GOAT. We're not going to even get into that, man. But I love LeBron. You can love both of these guys without shitting on the other. Like, you can do that. LeBron has been the best player in the league for at least 15 freaking years. It's not even close. There's no argument with that. He was the best player in the league for about 15 years. At least 10. He went to 8 straight finals. 10 straight total. Went to 8 straight finals. 10 in like 11 years. I mean, it's just 9 in like 11 years, 10 years, something like that. Just crazy. I mean, what LeBron has done. So we're not going to get in that debate. But Scottie's off his damn rocker right now. Mr. KDD, I see what he was trying to say. He was a bad teammate before Scottie got there. Yeah, he's a bad teammate. He was a bad teammate after Scottie got there. He was always a bad teammate. He played, now Phil got him to play more within the offense for us on the basketball court. But he was always a bad teammate. But this notion that a horrible basketball player, I don't know what the hell Scottie was saying. Mr. KD, Mike making $30 million and Scottie second best player in the league making less than 5. Something ain't right about that. Of course, I agree with you. But Scottie signed that fucked up contract. Scottie signed that dumbass contract. I think it was like right after like he got drafted or something. It was something weird back then. He signed this stupid contract. I don't know if he believed. Well, yeah, I think somebody was sick. I think if I remember correctly, his family was poor. Like one of his siblings was sick. And they needed the money. So he just took the first deal. Scottie signed that effed up ass contract. Don't blame Mike because you signed this fucked up ass contract. You did that. So that's on Scottie. Scottie signed that horrible ass contract. Not on Michael. And it went up, Jordan job to negotiate for you. It's your job to get an agent. You should have been smart. Just get Michael's agent. Be smart. You see this man every day. Get Michael's agent. But don't blame Michael for you making $5 million. You signed that dumbass contract. And then you set out and held out. And I still don't think you got your money at the end of the day. So that's on you. But I would have just stayed safe. If you thought you was that important and you did what you needed to do, because you end up getting some money later on in your career by, moving to the other teams. Your name was out there like that. You was a big time, quote, free agent. So you made some money after the fact, but I can't blame Mike for you signing that dumbass contract. I'm sorry how it went down, but if I remember correctly, he just signed this dumbass contract. I mean, that's what it is. But let's get off of that, man. We got a couple more minutes. Look, probably be here maybe once, 2 more times. And then we're going to take a summer break, and then we're going to come back for football season. We're going to hit that thing hit full speed ahead. That's really not a whole lot to talk about. Once the NBA is done, we can come on here and talk about some recruiting, college football recruiting, realignment news, obviously. 2024, you got the 12-team extended playoffs in the college football, so you got a lot of talk right now about how many teams and conference games should there be. SEC is kind of going through that little song and dance right now, but that's just not a whole lot. But I do know I will definitely be one show during the finals, then definitely one after the finals. Then we're going to take what we always do. We break, and then season 7 going to start back up in August, and we're going to be football heavy as hell, and we're going to have guests, and we're going to just go. We're going to have 2 shows a week at least, and we're going to rock it. But right now, it's a content, again, it's a content-driven business right now of the sports podcast world. I can come in and talk about anything, but I gotta feed my audience what they want. It does no good for me to have the content that I want to do, but the audience doesn't care for the content. So gotta get content that the audience want. But do want to appreciate everybody tuning in tonight for the Sentell. You know who I am, the sensational Sentell Whiteman, aka Mr. No Days Off. AKA the One Man Dynasty. You have been watching the best damn sports podcast, period. The undisputed champion of sports podcast. We've covered a lot of things here. Shakir Rowe, thoughts on the NBA Finals, predictions, Denver in 6 personally. Look, man, I don't even want to pick against Miami. I really don't. This makes no sense. This makes no sense what Miami's doing. This makes no sense. I'm going to pick the Nuggets because but I ain't betting no money. I'm not betting $1. I'm not betting against Miami. I'm going to pick Denver. I think they're a better team, but I thought Boston was the better team. At some point, Miami was the better team than Boston. But I think Denver's clicking on all levels. Bar any injuries to Denver, I don't see how they can stop Joker at all. They have no size for Joker. They have zero size. This ain't Al Horford. This ain't Mitchell Robinson. Who else they match up with? Brook Lopez. This ain't it. This guy is going to destroy Bam down that block. They got a double team. That's going to leave open shooters. Michael Porter. That's going to leave Jamal Murray. KCP open. They'll be able to get any shot they want. So I'm taking Denver, but I'm not betting no money. I'm not betting against Miami again. This is ridiculous. I have no idea. What the hell? How is Miami doing this? I have no idea. What are they doing? I don't know. We discussed that ad nauseum. What are they doing is so impressive. But I'm taking Denver just because, again, on paper, they are the better team. How the hell is Miami winning with Gabe Vincent and Max and Strus, and they throw a lot of and Kevin Love? I don't understand this. This makes no sense whatsoever. Jesus Christ. I'm going to get out of here, man. I want to thank everybody again for tuning in. You know what it is, the best damn sports guy, the best damn sports podcast, period. Sentell, man, I told you I will see you during the finals. I'll probably have a show after the finals, and then that might be it for to next season 7. So, again, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for the interactions. I love interacting with you guys. Until next time, this has been Sentell, the undisputed champion of sports podcast. I will see you on the next go around. Peace.